The Java Sea stretches out, calm and endless, but beneath those gentle waves, the ocean floor cradles the wrecks of warships, silent tombs for over 2,000 Allied sailors who went down with their vessels more than 70 years ago. For decades, their resting place remained untouched, a solemn memorial hidden in the deep. Then, something changed. Without warning, without explanation, the graves were disturbed. Metal groaned, sediment swirled, and the quiet was broken. Something, or someone, had come for what lay buried in the dark. And now, the secrets of the Java Sea are rising to the surface. In February 1942, a patchwork fleet of old ships, low on ammunition and high on courage, stood against the might of the Japanese Navy. The ABDA fleet, American, British, Dutch, and Australian, was a ragtag group of vessels, some barely seaworthy, but they were all that stood between the enemy and total domination of the seas. Outgunned and outmatched, these sailors knew the odds were stacked against them, yet they sailed into battle anyway, determined to hold the line no matter the cost. It was a desperate fight, a last stand against overwhelming force, and the world watched to see if this scrappy alliance could defy the impossible. The map unfolds across the table, its edges worn from use, revealing the vast expanse of the Java Sea. Here the waters stretch wide and deep, a stage set for one of the most desperate battles of the war. Rear Admiral Carol Dorman stood at the center of it all, her task nothing short of impossible. She had to take crews from 4 different nations, men who spoke different languages, followed different traditions, and fought under different flags, and forge them into a single, unbreakable force. The enemy loomed large, a relentless tide of steel and fire, but Dorman knew unity was their only chance. She had to make them believe, not just in the mission, but in each other. The battle would test more than their ships, it would test their trust. And in those turbulent waters, trust was the one thing that could turn the tide. The Japanese fleet was a force to be reckoned with. Their ships were newer, their guns more advanced, and their torpedoes deadly. The Type 93 torpedoes in particular struck fear into the hearts of Allied sailors. These weapons were fast, powerful, and could deliver devastating blows from miles away. The toll was staggering, with over 2,300 Allied sailors lost to their relentless attacks. It was a harsh reminder of the enemy's strength and the brutal cost of war at sea. Between 2002 and 2008, divers ventured into the depths, uncovering the silent remains of war graves resting beneath the waves. With each discovery, they approached with reverence, documenting the wrecks not as relics of the past, but as sacred sites. The ocean had long since claimed these vessels, yet the divers honored their stories, ensuring their final resting places were treated with the dignity they deserved. It was a quiet mission, one of remembrance and respect, as the past and present met in the stillness of the deep. But in 2016, divers made a shocking discovery. Several wrecks had simply vanished. Where once there were sunken ships resting on the ocean floor, now there were only gaping craters, as if something had scooped them up and carried them away. The sea had swallowed more than just metal and wood. It had taken the very traces of history itself. No one could explain how entire wrecks could disappear without a trace, leaving behind nothing but hollow scars on the seabed. It was as if the ocean had decided to keep its secrets a little longer. The scene was a mess, but not the kind you'd see after some petty break-in. No, this was different. Deep gouges cut into the concrete floor, like something massive had been dragged across it. And those burn marks? They weren't from some small fire. They were wide, blackened streaks, the kind left behind by torches hot enough to melt steel. Then there were the tool marks, fresh and deep, where someone had pried open reinforced panels with brute force. This wasn't a smash and grab. It was a heist, planned and executed with precision. The kind of job that takes more than just luck. It takes equipment, manpower, and a whole lot of nerve. Signs of industrial salvage, including heavy machinery marks and scorched surfaces, pointed to a modern-day heist. Whoever did this knew exactly what they were after, and they weren't afraid to leave a mark. The hunt for low background steel has led to some unexpected places, like the depths of the ocean. Scientists need this ultra-pure metal for their most sensitive instruments, the kind that can detect the faintest traces of radiation or the whispers of distant cosmic events. But here's the twist. The best source isn't some high-tech lab. It's the rusting hulls of sunken warships, resting on the seabed for decades. These ships, built before the atomic age, carry steel untouched by modern radiation. That makes them priceless for researchers. But as demand grows, so does the looting. Salvage crews descend, cutting away chunks of history to feed the needs of science. It's a strange trade-off, sacrificing the past to unlock the secrets of the future, and it's happening right now, beneath the waves. The MV Chuan Hong 68 sat motionless in the water, a stark reminder of how easily history can be disturbed. This wasn't just any vessel. It was a symbol of the risks that war graves face even decades after the battles have ended. When authorities detained it back in 2024, the world took notice. The ship had been caught in the act, a modern-day threat to the resting places of those lost at sea. It wasn't about treasure or profit. It was about respect, about the fragile line between memory and exploitation. The incident forced us to confront a hard truth. Some wounds never fully heal, and some graves should never be disturbed. The sun rises over the ancient temples of Borobudur, casting a golden glow on stones that have stood for over 1,200 years. These aren't just ruins, they're stories carved in stone, whispers of a past that shaped Indonesia's soul, but time and neglect threaten to erase them forever. Every crack in the stone, every faded carving, is a piece of history slipping away. Without protection, these treasures could vanish, taking with them the voices of generations. Indonesia's heritage law is a promise to guard these sites, but promises alone won't save them. It's up to all of us to ensure these wonders endure. Indonesia's heritage law aims to protect these sites, but strong enforcement is needed. Learn more and support the cause. You know, beneath the waves of our oceans lie the silent witnesses of history, sunken warships resting where they fell, carrying stories of battles fought and lives lost. But here's the thing, these aren't just relics, they're grave sites, protected by heritage laws, meant to honor the past. Yet, looters see them as treasure troves, stripping them of artifacts, of history, all for profit. It's not just about losing pieces of metal or wood, it's about losing our connection to the past. Every stolen artifact is a story erased, a lesson forgotten, and the worst part? It's happening right now, with too few consequences. Stronger enforcement isn't just about rules, it's about respect. These ships deserve to rest in peace, and it's on us to make sure they do. Because once they're gone for good.